Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. So the date is Wednesday, August 22nd, 2018, and the time is approximately 8:30 p.m. I would like to acknowledge my newest YouTube channel follower, Latin Nerd Cosplayer. I love his YouTube channel name. And it's so funny because, you know, this is the last video in my ongoing Bare Your Soul Summer Camp series of videos, and I would have loved to have been at FlameCon this year. And I have a feeling that Latin Nerd Cosplayer was at FlameCon this year, so I'm a little jealous of you if you were. But in any event, I have been back home, safe and sound, since this past Sunday, August 19th, 2018. But before I go any further, in addition to acknowledging my newest YouTube channel subscriber, I want to acknowledge that we have done a little bit of an upgrade here. And we have a new camcorder. It is a Sony Handycam HDR-CX260V as in victory. I love what I've seen about this camcorder thus far, and I love how much more user-friendly it is. I love how sleeker it is. It's definitely, it impressed me very much. And as I've mentioned in virtually all of my videos, my awesome audiovisual person is also my amazing computer tech person. So when it comes to things like electronics and computers and whatnot, I trust his judgment implicitly and completely. So, and this definitely is a very much needed upgrade and a welcome one. The timing truly was right for this. So let me tell you a little bit more about Bare Your Soul Summer Camp. So I know that for my awesome audiovisual person, attending and participating was a vacation for him. I know that for some of the other participants it was a vacation for them. This was not a vacation for me, because to me a vacation is Club Med, number one. Another vacation would be if I'm on a tropical island by myself, and you know, there are provisions that are delivered to the island daily, never see who they are, never interact with them, and I'm provided for all the foods and beverages that I could want to consume in a day, and I spend my entire days taking naps and reading cozy mysteries and walking along the beach and getting tan, and at night my bungalow or my whatever is fully air conditioned because I have a super powerful generator. That to me is a vacation. This is my second time at Easton Mountain, which again is in Greenwich, New York, which is part of upstate New York. And this was the second time that I've been up there that I've had well-being issues. Now the well-being issues weren't as major as my first time. But I will say that my insomnia was very strong when I was up there. And that could have been a combination of factors. It could have been the energies of everybody there collectively. It could have been the energies of the land. It could have been the bed, the bunk bed. It could have been so many different things. It was interesting to note that I gained weight, which surprised me a little bit because normally when I go away I lose weight. This time I gained weight, and it's not like I ate like a pig. You know, in fact there were 2 days where I didn't eat one of the daily meals. Perfect example was last Saturday, which was August 18th. I remember my insomnia had been really bad. I had lain awake for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. And then I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to play a video game on my laptop. My laptop has Candy Crush Soda Saga installed on it, which I can happily play without having an active Facebook account. And surprisingly, I kept I kept winning the level, so I kept, of course, kept playing. And then, and then I looked at the clock, and it said it was 1 minute after 6, and my first alarm for the day was at 6:30 a.m. So in the back of my mind, I knew that I was falling asleep, and I knew part of me was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed, but I know that in 28 minutes or 29 minutes it's gonna wake me up. Didn't wake me up. I slept right through it. I slept through the 7:30 a.m. alarm, and I wanted to participate in a workshop that began at 9:30 that day. In fact, it was one of the first ones that I'd added to my schedule. I just loved the entire concept of it. So, but I slept through it. And I remember at one point I woke up because I heard all my bunkmates having a conversation. And I remember asking twice, what time is it? Like, I don't even think it registered that they answered the question the first time around. And when they told me the time, I knew that I had missed breakfast. And I knew that if I had gotten dressed and gone directly to the workshop, I would have been half an hour to 40 minutes late, and that would not have set right with me. So I'm like, okay, so as enjoyable as it was, I know that this was also good practice to prepare me mentally and energetically to deal with any well-being issues that might come up in the future. Unlike a lot of the other participants, I wasn't sad when it concluded. Mainly because, number one, there was a beginning, there was a middle, and there was an end. And number two, my life is here. I don't live at Easton Mountain. I don't live in that area. I love going to that area, and I have said it before, and I will happily say it again. Anybody on a spiritual path, anybody who is a witch, anybody who is a pagan, anybody who is a magical practitioner, it is imperative we spend time in nature. It is imperative that we spend as much time in nature as possible. And I think, this is just my personal opinion, at the very least, at least once a year spending time in nature. Because it is physical healing. It is emotionally healing. It is magically cleansing and magically charging. And I can honestly say that being in nature and being in the presence of Grandmother Birch was fantastic and amazing and phenomenal. And even though she is no longer a living tree, her energy remains vast. And it was amazing to see, and yes, that video was my personal favorite of all of these. It was amazing to see such an especially tall and wide-trunked silver birch tree. I think I mentioned in that video that my Celtic astrology sign is birch, and I do have this strong affinity with silver birch in particular. So being in the presence of all these gorgeous silver birch trees made me especially happy. When I returned, I was exhausted. And I'm not as exhausted as I was. I don't feel that I'm at my full energy output yet. I think it was just a combination of the changes in elevation, the readjustment in elevation, going from the air quality over there to the air quality over here, and also getting used to, and I think I also did not achieve REM sleep while I was up there. So, and even now, it's like I feel like my face is a little bit tired and puffy, and that's temporary. But I look fabulous according to this, wonderful new camcorder. No, but seriously, I really enjoyed the experience. It was amazing to me how transformative participating in Bare Your Soul Summer Camp was. And I absolutely look forward to returning to Easton Mountain in January 2019 for Bare Your Soul Winter Hibernation, which will be one of my birthday gifts to myself. I really look forward to being back there. Yes, there were some things that I experienced this time around because it was summer as opposed to winter. And there were some things I didn't do yet. This was my second time there, have yet to use the hot tub, have yet to use the sauna. But there are other things that I can explore when I'm there again. It was great reconnecting with other alumni that I hadn't seen in a long time, and meeting alumni that I hadn't met before. And it was, I continue to be amazed and blown away by all the synchronicities and all the not coincidences that I encountered, because there were so many of them. I especially loved the bear naming ritual. I loved that it was in the presence of a sacred fire. I loved, I hadn't been in the presence of a sacred fire outdoors in such a long time. And, given that I do have a few planets in fire signs, especially my rising sign Leo, I really have this affinity with the element of fire. It's not my primary element. I know that my primary element, both astrologically and magically, is Earth. But I really have this connection to fire energy. And it really was just magnificent to be in the presence of this sacred fire. And it was so funny because at one point the fire was really hot. And I remember I went to the bathroom a little while later and I'm looking at my face and I'm like, is one side of my face more tan than the other? And even my awesome audiovisual person was like, oh yeah. And he started cracking up and I'm just like, oh shit. That's how hot it was. It was hot! But seriously, I really enjoyed being up there. I really love what Freddie Freeman, also known as Golden Heart, and his husband Jay Freeman, also known as Laniakea, which means immeasurable heaven, co-created with Bare Your Soul. And I love being up there. I love being up there in nature, and I love, hold on, because there's something that I don't see on the screen. Yeah, I need to see that, because I want to keep this video under 20 minutes. Anyway, I'm happy to be back. I'm looking forward to my Skype reading appointment tomorrow morning. It's the first Skype reading that I'm conducting in almost a year or more than a year. Skype is a great alternative for those people who... actually, here's the irony. So, tomorrow, my reading appointment tomorrow morning is with somebody who lives in New York City. And the Skype appointment that I had before that is also with somebody who lives in New York City. And it's funny because, it's happened a few times where somebody lives in the New York, New Jersey areas, but meeting in person is neither feasible for them nor for me. This time it wasn't feasible for me. I have a doctor's appointment at 2 p.m. tomorrow. It's a checkup, it's a follow-up appointment. And to have met the client in person at Catland for her reading just would not have worked for my schedule. The timing really would have been, it would have been cutting it close. My doctor's appointment is at 2 p.m. and the earliest that I could have made the appointment at Catland in person would have been for 12:30 p.m. So it was just like, no, it's cutting it too close. But I can access Skype from my laptop at home. So she's having it, she's going to be wherever she's going to be, I'm going to be at home where I am now. But it's a nice alternative. It makes having a reading easier for some people, especially those people who do live in a different state or in a different country. So it's a nice advantage for me. But I went on a total tangent, and I apologize for that. But in any event, I'm happy to be back home. I'm happy to catch up on scheduling appointments, because there are some others that I need to schedule for both August and September. I am looking forward to being back at Notions and Potions next month. I'm happy that I'm going to be there for a weekend. The video for that, the official video for that, is forthcoming. And I am absolutely looking forward to cooler temperatures and cooler weather, but that's a whole other video and a whole other situation. I cannot think of anything else. Please feel free to ask me any questions about Bare Your Soul Summer Camp. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. I really enjoyed being back there. The food is as delicious as ever. The volunteers that were there impressed me even more and amazed me even more than the volunteers from previous times. The level of commitment to service and the level of selflessness from those volunteers was beyond amazing. And I am forever thankful that there is such a place as Easton Mountain. But in the meantime, if you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, I invite you to do so. Please make sure that you click or tap the bell icon. That way you will receive a notification every time I upload a video. And as most of you know, I have been uploading videos a lot the last few days, the last week or so. Also, I would recommend that you periodically make sure that your bell icon remains clicked or tapped, because YouTube has been known to unclick or untap the bell icon for some subscribers. Also, if you have not already scheduled your sacred session with me, whether it is an intuitive card reading, whether it is an energy healing treatment, whether it is a private metaphysical class, I highly recommend you do so as soon as possible. I have already begun scheduling appointments in September. I know that there is one that has yet to be officially scheduled. No, I stand corrected. It's already been officially scheduled. I just need to make sure that yeah. See, I'm still catching up on a lot of things. So I still have a lot of availability in September. Not much left in August, not surprisingly. There is some, but you probably, well, we'll talk, because I have a feeling that whatever availability I had for the remainder of August 2018 isn't as much as it was, let's say, the week of Sunday, August 5th. That's a 5, yes, so yeah. But we'll see what happens. But September and October, both in Catland, outside of Catland, in Notions and Potions, outside of Notions and Potions. I have a lot more still. But I would recommend that you capitalize on that. And by all means, feel free to contact me via email. My email address is thetarotman@excite.com. That's TheTarotman@excite, EXCITE.com. I wish all of you many blessings of peace, health, and plenty, and may the universe shower you and yours with joy, riches, and success. And good night.